So this week's video is all about the town of Fairfield, Connecticut's libraries. So it's like a library video series. So hi, I'm Beth Grasso, and I'm a local Fairfield and New Haven County Realtor, helping you learn all about the libraries in the town of Fairfield, Connecticut this week. Yes, we can talk about Fairfield's beautiful beaches and how gorgeous they are each and every single day. But libraries have a special place in each and every town across the state and across our country. Actually, just everywhere. And also in my own world. If you'd like me to look something up for you, just ask. I'll head on over to the library with your mission tucked in my pocket and go find what you are in search of. Feel free to write in the comments or call or text, and we can help get your answers to whatever questions you might have and have you feel even smarter when you started this video. If it is a real estate related question, I can just pull up my trusty dusty phone, which I'm videoing this on, or my computer and get to work on it for you right away. I love the quote on the Fairfield Library homepage, which says, "People may go to the library looking mainly for information, but they find each other there." That's by Robert Putnam. I grew up in a home where the old adage, all you need in life to have a great life is a grocery store for food to eat and nourish your body, a church to nourish your soul, and a library to nourish your mind. Then I worked at the library in town. My job most often was to read the stacks, to make sure that books that were returned or pulled off the shelves were put back where they belong. It was me and many dust mites, if I recall. It was quite boring too. I mean, I wanted to open the books if I was going to hold them. Sometimes I did open them to see how often they had been checked out. At this period of my life, if a book had been taken out a lot, it must have been a really good book, must have been great. I wasn't that smart, or it didn't matter if it had been written in 1900 and had been taken out hundreds of times over the years just because it was a classic. I just don't think I had a clue. Libraries are gathering places, knowledge-filled halls, and places of connection. There are 6 libraries in Fairfield, Connecticut. You have the main library, which is downtown. It's on the corner of the Post Road, right across the street from the community theater. And it has community rooms where we've had meetings, and these rooms can be rented. It's just for a nominal fee. They've got a terrific children's section and even study rooms that can be used for a quiet space for a project that just needs a little more focus. Then you have the Fairfield Woods branch of the Fairfield Library System. It's located on Fairfield Woods Road, and it too has community rooms. And in fact, I heard one speaker earlier this year. I was thinking for the 250th anniversary of our nation, I would go and hear about important people in Connecticut history that participated and were important in the Revolutionary War. So that was pretty cool. A lot of local probably ancestors to people that live in town now. So then you have as the third library, the Pequot Library, which is an absolutely gorgeous old building in Southport, Connecticut. It is a private library and open to the public. It has an amazing book sale each year, and that is extremely popular for people near and far. And actually, a friend of mine that I play pickleball with, she wrote a book, and she gave her first presentation of her book about it at the Pequot Library one evening. It was really pretty cool. There are programs for adults and children, like bracelet making, which is really fun for kids, and actually sounds kind of fun to me too. I remember trading bracelets or making them. Then there is the Fairfield Museum and History Center. It's considered a library too, but it has programs throughout the year. And I must admit they are always really pretty interesting. As you can imagine, and as you probably know, history repeats itself, right? And you'll see this when you attend an event. We are doing exactly what our ancestors did, just a little differently and maybe with different tools, right? So last year I attended a few presentations on how women's fashion and design trends and the clothing materials have changed through the ages. As I sat there, I remember thinking, I still cannot imagine wearing a whalebone corset. Then we have, as the fifth library, we have the Fairfield University Library. So as a member of the community, you too can obtain a library card and borrow materials. They do have a few restrictions, like the students get first dibs on the materials. I don't think I could argue with that. I mean, they're paying tuition to go there. And then lastly, the sixth library, there is the Sacred Heart University Library. And again, as a member of the community and other communities nearby like Trumbull and Bridgeport, you can obtain a library card and borrow books and probably all kinds of things. I mean, I've written materials, but my full expectation is that you can borrow whatever isn't already borrowed by one of the students. There are some guidelines to follow as you borrow these materials, but all things considered, how many towns are you aware of that have 2 universities that allow you to borrow books from them? I think it's pretty cool. So you have the Fairfield Library System. The children's programs are robust, to say the least. And the library are air conditioned. So in the summer, if you don't have air conditioning, you can go and do some work in the library or bring your children into the children's section and spend some time there. And I always think the staff at a library are really happy and always willing to help you find whatever is keeping you up at night. This last line sounds like a realtor I know. What's keeping you up at night about the real estate world? I'm always trying to find somebody a property and think of new ways to be able to make that happen. Libraries are critical to communities, and Fairfield is no exception. When you are considering moving to Fairfield, I'd be happy to bring you on a library tour so you can decide which library of all 6 of them will become your favorite go-to place for books, for connection, for community events, for speaker presentations, and so much more. Thank you for watching and learning more about what Fairfield, Connecticut has to offer as far as the libraries go. I think maybe I could bet that each and every town, probably across the country, has a library, and quite often, maybe even 2, depending on the size of the town or the city or the community, of course. I think that it might be a good day for me to go have another visit to one of the Fairfield libraries that I've mentioned. I'm off. We'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful week and stay cool. I know it's really hot out there. All right. Thanks again for watching.